Hi, and welcome to another episode of The Innovation Conversation. Today we are joined by Santiago Sanchez. Santiago, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. On behalf here on Scammy Company, we're just to tell you briefly, we're three guys. We're 19, and we're the three of us are studying in college. And one of them is in the Netherlands. His name is Gonzalo. Then another one is here with me, based in Madrid. His name is Andy. My name, as Ricardo said, Santiago. Santi better. And basically, Scammy Company, what we do at Scammy Company is we're a clothing brand. But we're not just a clothing brand, we like to go by that narrative. So the thing is, in every one of our garments, within our design, we include a QR code. And what you do, let's say, Ricardo, you order for us a t-shirt, let's say. And so Ricardo orders the t-shirt, and whenever someone scans Ricardo's QR code within the design, it leads them to a totally customizable. I don't know if you say it like that. Totally,
Yeah.
where you can fully customize it and profile of Ricardo, and so he can upload his picture, name, basically everything like Instagram, TikTok, whatever he wants. It's fully customizable. Yeah.
Okay. So hold on, because you answered any questions I had in the beginning without me actually asking the questions.
That's
before.
great. I want to go ahead. I just want to go ahead.
Okay,
No,
all right.
I'm just
So-
joking.
So just to summarize, so you and two more friends created this clothing brand.
Yes.
What you have is you have this clothing brand where you create this unique QR code that attaches to the clothes, and then the code is customizable, like all QR codes, and then it links to whatever link I want it to link to.
There
right?
you go. Yeah. There you go.
Right.
Yeah. So it's basically for anyone who's listening here is
Mhm.
familiar with Linktree. It's basically a Linktree, and where you
Mhm.
can add, as I said before, any photo, link to Instagram profile or TikTok, or even LinkedIn, mail, WhatsApp, whatever. So it's basically that.
And how did you guys come up with the idea?
Well, actually, this is a very fun story. My Argentinian friend, who's Andy, is based here in Madrid with me. Came up with the idea like 2 years ago, maybe, and he already did even before we met. The three of us met, and he came up with the idea, and he created a web page for the idea. And then he met us, and he always tells us that he came up with this idea when he was walking down the street, and he actually saw a pretty girl, and so he told him some. He's a very straightforward guy. Like, he would come up to a girl and talk to her, whatever. But he just said to himself, like, what if I could come up to this girl? I mean, what if I could get to know this girl without coming up to her and doing all the effort? Like, for anyone who doesn't have that social skills, do you know what I mean? It's pretty
Okay.
fun, and we don't always carry ourselves that way, the brand. But we do have certain, social vibes to the brand, hanging out, getting to meet other people. And so that's how the idea came up. And then eventually, when he met us, he told us, and then we organized it all.
Okay, so the idea is you put links to your social media on your
Yes.
clothes. You walk around, and then people connect with you.
There you go. Yeah, they can scan it.
Okay, all right. So that kind of helps with people being shy, I guess, and just
Yeah.
it helps with starting conversations. How do you prevent from having too many people scanning you, or scanning your code and engaging in conversation?
Well, we don't actually want to prevent that. It's actually the opposite, but I understand your view. In the like, if a lot of people come in the web and their profile, it will maybe collapse. I don't know if that is what you're trying to say, or
No. I mean, it might be a little bit overwhelming. I mean, you gave the example of an attractive young woman. It
Yeah.
might be overwhelming for her to every time she walks on the street. There's like I don't know,
Yeah.
500 people adding her up on Instagram.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I do see your point. Yeah, I do
Yeah.
agree with you. It may be overwhelming, but I would say that as an answer, I would say that it always takes courage to take out your phone and scan the QR code. Just take this in context. Like, you're walking down the street and you have the courage to take out your phone, and it kind of looks like you're filming the girl. So it may be weird. So maybe you want to be a little close, maybe you want to be a little bit far. It's also complex. I don't think it will be very overwhelming unless you're 10 out of 10 and you're exposing your QR code like crazy. But that would be my answer, obviously.
And this is the first company that you and your friends are launching, right?
Yes, this is our first company. We're very young working men, and we do work hard. This is our first company. We're every day learning, and it's a very interesting path for us to follow.
Did you get any investment?
We had conversations with venture capital companies, and we pitched. I pitched our idea, and they liked it. We have, with as I said before, a couple conversations with these companies, but we didn't get to an agreement actually. And I don't know if we were at that point. Even now, I don't know if we're right now at that point where we need funding. It's actually more like a trying to figure out how would we invest the money that is given to us. So we're
I see.
always trying to figure out things. Most of the work is thinking, coming up with great ideas, and then going to the street and filming them, I guess.
And which markets are you operating in?
I'm
Is
sorry,
it
what?
just which markets are you operating in?
Markets, like regarding what I said before, like the content creation and
No, no,
what?
no. Are you just you? Can people buy this just in Spain, or are you doing it in across Europe? Or
Yes, we have the web page,
yeah,
and the people can order from anywhere. We have a very fast shipping, and
Mhm.
we try to do our best. And that's basically it. We also come up with orders from Instagram or from TikTok because we do have a very strict programming of content creation on Instagram and on TikTok, and so people watch us in both of that applications and contact us through Instagram, and we actually get orders from Instagram and then whatever from the web page.
Nice. And what has been like the biggest struggle so far, or the biggest challenge you've had?
Well, the biggest struggle is actually we're a very small, we're a small company. We're practically starting somehow, but I would say in comparison to other brands. But
Hmm.
actually, the hardest part is trying to get to know the customer and trying to get how the customer feels and what, like, if I were the customer and I was scrolling down, let's say TikTok,
Hmm.
what would attract me the most in order for me to buy? And we're so actually, like, currently, we're very invested in the whole. We're very determined to find out how to transmit our values the most adequate way in order for people and for engagement. And that has been lately the worst struggle in coming up with great ideas. Also getting to know a customer, as I said before, the potential customer, I would say.
Hmm. And what does your customer kind of look like? Do you have a profile already? Do you know what they normally look like? Is it mostly men, women, uni students? I mean, what does it look like?
This is actually kind of funny because it may be uni students.
Hmm.
Maybe most of our clients are uni students, and I would say they're men. I would say they're men
Okay.
because men. I would say, like, with absolute certainty that men have it more difficult to hang out or to find significant other, or anyhow how you want to call it. But these are men who like the idea and kind of like go like the fun way. Oh, this is fun. This is a great idea. Okay, let me wear it. Let me go to a party. Let me see what happens. And I'm gonna tell
Mhm.
you. I'm gonna contact you back, telling you what happens. But yeah, I would say the average client would be a university student and a male.
Okay, interesting. And what type of models do you guys do? Is it just t-shirts, or is it like hoodies as well?
Yeah, we do t-shirts on summer, and then
Hmm.
we get back to the hoodies. We're actually thinking about next winter taking out, instead of hoodies, going back to the old sweatshirt, like kind of vintage model,
Hmm.
like without the hoodie.
Yeah,
And but we're actually thinking about it. Like, I mean, it's summer. We're in the middle of summer. So we
yeah.
don't. Yeah, let's focus on the t-shirts. Yeah.
And how big is the QR code? Is it like a gigantic thing or quite small?
No. So the thing with the QR code, this is actually a very struggling point for us in order to think about it, because QR codes are essentially not like aesthetic,
Hmm.
not very aesthetic. So it's very difficult for us to like the QR code to be like the key element of our brand and not show it that much, because we do want to show the QR code, one, for value transmission, and two, for people to recognize the QR code as our key element of the brand. But as I said before, it's not too aesthetic, so we're trying to undercover it somehow with the rest of the design. but always trying to keep the values and the QR code right there so people can see it and also can scan it.
Interesting. It's a cool way of allowing yourself to be seen, I guess, by more people, right?
Yes. Yes, and regarding your last question, not this one, but your last question, like
Mm-hmm.
our average client, I don't know, do you let me get back to this?
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing is, we're very lucky to have a average potential customer that happens to be around our circle because we're university students. That makes it less complicated for us to guess how a customer would feel about our brand because we're with them every day at
Yeah.
class, hanging out. So it makes it less complex, you know.
And have you had any success stories? Has anyone got back to you and say, I met the girl of my dreams because of the T-shirt that I was wearing?
Actually, yes. It
Really?
was a
Okay.
friend, well, not very close friend.
Mm-hmm.
He lives south of Spain, but we sold a T-shirt to him, and he's telling me, I don't know if he's joking, but his personality is always like kind of a funny kind of guy, joking, and I don't know if he's joking or not, but it seems to me he told me that he like some girl at a club scanned his QR code, and now they're dating, and he always tells me stories about the thing or the what. He showed me pictures. I don't know how to trust him. I don't know if I gotta trust him, but if that's true, that's good. That's great. Always great marketing for our brand.
Interesting. But you told me that it's three of you, and one of you is based in the Netherlands,
Yes,
or
Netherlands. Yeah,
so
Maastricht.
how does that work?
Well, it was way better than back at the time because the three of us were in high school,
Mm-hmm.
and it was great for organizing and also for the content creation. We three of us hang out and said, okay, let's hang out in here in Madrid and let's film these videos, and then we get to do something else. So it was better for organization, but
Mm-hmm.
actually, thanks to all the smartphones, communication, social media, we're able to contact him very easily and program the videos. We do daily calls in order to program these videos and to program, contacting potential customer, and it makes it easy for us, but it's not so complex.
And how did you find, because you're quite young, so how did you find starting a business? Was it particularly hard, or you had a lot of support doing it?
Well, we actually had a lot of support, but at the same time, it was particularly hard. So the thing for us, I don't know what my other two associates did to work and to be able to afford the money to start the company. But me myself, I spent like almost the whole summer,
Mm-hmm.
2 3 years ago, trying to gather up all the money, and I was working as a pool lifeguard. Most of my money went away with this. Well, it didn't went away because I'm very proud of that investment, but
Mm-hmm.
it went away to the company. But I'm always very proud, and I understand that. Well, we understand that if you have a purpose big enough, and that if you love that purpose and you're willing to risk all you got, or risk what other people may think of you, it's worth. I mean, it's all worth it if you want to work for it and if this purpose is really what you want to do.
Interesting. So you obviously there's an age gap between the two of us. So tell me, do you think a lot of your friends are into starting businesses overall, or you're the black sheep of your friends? You're the only one starting a business, or there's actually
No,
more people like that?
that's a very good question, actually. I would say my friends, I'm very lucky to have a very cool circle of friends, actually, because they're all, even if they're not starting a business or aiming to start a business, they do, I mean, they are very hardworking men who try to pursue what they want in any ambit of life. But I would say that I'm not the black sheep because we all have maybe the same interests, even though they don't have other businesses or their businesses of their own. But we always push each other. It's basically this very good thing of surrounding yourself with people you want to work with. Even though my friends don't work, I mean, all of my friends work with me at Scammy, I would like them to work for me. Like if they said, all right, I'm gonna be at your company
Mm-hmm.
voluntarily, you're not gonna pay me anything, I'm not gonna pay them anything. I mean, no, but actually I would want to work with them because I know them and they're very hardworking. So I wouldn't say I'm the black sheep. I would
Hmm.
say maybe we're all black sheeps, but I'm glad to say so.
Okay, that's a good thing. And this is like, what do you see yourself doing in the future? Because how do you see the company growing?
Wow, that's a very profound question, but
Not in the next 10 years, because it's always
yeah,
that's I think that's always an impossible question. You don't know
yes.
what's going to happen in the next 10 years, but it's more in the sense that how do you see the company expanding? To which markets are you going to expand? What does that look like?
Certainly, yeah. So we're focused on two things mainly. Obviously, like taking out of this equation all the getting better at social media, getting better at content creation, but focusing on two main things: trying to escalate how the link tree, how this link tree I mentioned before works,
Hmm.
and getting to add more things, making it more aesthetic to the public, and making it more attractive to social media users in order for them to approach our company and eventually buy. And then the quality of our t-shirts and hoodies and every garment we make, we're trying to escalate that, and we are very invested into researching about potential providers. So basically I would say those two things, like linktree wise, and then the quality and trying to get better designs for the company.
Interesting. And have you ever thought about putting like new stuff into the whole concept? I don't know, NFCs, or even getting just getting different technologies onto the garments themselves.
No, we haven't explored that option yet, mainly because we have a very detailed program of what we're going to invest the money we have right now into, and
Hmm.
that would not be on the first place. So that's a very farther step on that we will have to approach later on in the future. But hopefully, I have seen into all the NFCs and how we could use that in order to benefit our business, but
Okay,
I wouldn't say that's one of the priorities right now.
interesting. And what about, this is an interesting question, which is, obviously you tend to wash clothes like everyone else does. So what
Yeah.
happens when it starts to wear out? Do you have like a guarantee that says you can wear this T-shirt 100 times and it's going to be fine, or how does that work?
Well, we have refunds, but
Okay.
nobody ever has asked us for a refund because our clothes are very great and they do
Hmm.
not wash out. No, but actually, if you just follow the instructions we send, like washing it out a particular way and all the things, it is not washed out yet. Like, I'm for real, it is not
Nice.
washed out,
Okay.
and we're very lucky to have these quality in our t-shirts and hoodies, and also in the design because it hasn't happened yet. I mean, we
Hmm.
haven't seen it, so we're very lucky to have that. But we do also have a refund
Policy.
policy, as I've said before.
Interesting. You launched a business in Spain. Um, did you get any support from the government or from any local authority? How did that work?
Yeah, so actually, business in Spain is right now, I would say, currently is quite a complex thing. I'm gonna be very careful with what I say and how I say it,
Well,
but
I'm not a politician, so you can say whatever you want. That's fine.
no, but we hadn't yet received any help from the government or whatever. We did not precise it though.
Hmm.
We're very lucky, and we've managed ourselves in the company in order to not need any help right now. We're doing just good. There's not been help yet. Yet we're still exploring those options and seeing how can we benefit from these government policies towards business. Well, it's still work to do. There's still work to do.
Interesting. Yeah, it sounds like you have your work cut out ahead of you. And
Yeah. Yes,
so
we do. Yeah.
how are you thinking about expanding for new countries? What does that kind of look like?
Well, it looks kind of interesting. Me, my study international relations, and so I don't only understand how every country is different. I mean, the people in every country is different, but also I had the luck to live through it. Going to different countries and see it, how people feels about certain things. There's a
Hmm.
lot of differences about regarding to how people feel about a product and what use would they give it to the product eventually. I would say that uh, we have explored other actions, especially in the United States. My associate Andy, based here in Madrid, is very close and has a very close connection to Miami, as do I. I have an uncle
Okay.
living there, and he has a lot of friends living there, and so we would see like as a very good business option to someone or sometime move or eventually go like a summer vacation leisure kind of thing, but also taking advantage of how the people feel about it, because we think that people in Miami, for example, let's say Miami, would
Mm-hmm.
feel more passionate about the product and would say, all right, this is a good idea, let me buy whatever of these. Will feel more push, like more attracted towards this idea than in
Mm-hmm.
Spain, because in Spain we are like we are all socializing, hanging out, and all the things. We're very open, but clothing wise, we're not that open. We have a very youth kind of style of clothing already settled
Mm-hmm.
and established. And I feel that establishing and that settling down of the clothing industry is not that settled down in, let's say, Miami, as I said before. And so people will be more inclined to open up to this idea and finding out more about this idea and eventually ordering. So we
I
would
see.
feel that, for example, as I've said, Miami would, or the United States would feel more inclined to discovering more about these ideas or this innovation towards the clothing industry.
Do you also work with young clothing designers, or you have a very standard design for the clothes?
Yes, yes. Especially young clothing designers, because we feel that we have more connection, and without speaking, they know what we want. We know what they want. So we kind of like, it's a very good communication,
Mm-hmm.
because we're both invested in the whole, university world, hanging out and all the things. And so they offer us always the best, well, when they can, the best prices, and also the best um when they give us ideas in order to for us to sell better, for us to approach the client the better way.
Interesting. It's a very cool product. I mean, I'm not of age to wear a T-shirt with a QR code, but I could think of a couple of situations I could wear it actually,
That's
especially for
great.
events, right? So you can actually wear that for events. It'll be a nicer way of people connecting with you directly, right? It works quite well.
Yes, that's also something that we have also thought about, the whole B2B kind of business and kind of situation,
Mm-hmm.
because maybe let's say restaurants
Yep.
post COVID, the restaurants have started to take out
Menus.
all the menus. Yeah, there you go. The menus, and starting to use QR codes and a digital menu, right? But
Mm-hmm.
these QR codes may contain a virus, or people would even put like another QR code up the other QR code that serves as a digital menu. So that leads to a lot of problems. And so we have thought about the thing of taking the QR codes and taking all the garments and things and giving them to the waiters first to serve it as the menu. So there's no viruses or there's no things happening with to the menu. And also we would think that that would give more exposure to the restaurant itself, like exposing itself in social media and to potential customers. We think that that would be a very good idea. The only problem to that is we've already tried it with several restaurants, and there's a big entrance barrier. I don't know if you understand me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's a big thing to think about for restaurants. Like, how does this benefit me? They don't understand yet. Like, with this technology evolving, they don't understand yet how this technology and how this idea could really benefit them to the future, looking towards the future.
Yeah. No, I get that. That makes sense. I think that another issue you might have is obviously the waiter might not enjoy having a picture taken every single time that a new customer walks in the room, right?
Well, maybe they can wear the QR. All QR codes are on the back of the
On the
shirt
back.
or the hoodie. So maybe they can turn around and I don't know. That will maybe be an idea eventually if we carry out
Okay.
this idea.
Very interesting. Santi, if people want to reach out to you, how can they do so?
Yeah, so people, me personally, they can reach out to me through LinkedIn. My name is Santiago Sanchez Ruiz. And if you're looking to order something or you're interested in knowing more about our company, you can contact us through Instagram, Scan My Brand, or through mail, scanmybrand@gmail.com, or through TikTok, Scan My Brand. And you can see what we do on a daily basis.
All right. Sounds good. Santi, thank you so much for your time. I
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ricardo.